विजुअलाइजेशन मैं पहले भी करता हूँ थोड़ा, मतलब कि कंपटीशन से पहले या मैं खेलने वाला हूँ उससे पहले माइंड में चलता है। सॉन्ग सुनता हूँ ऐसे आंख बंद करके, मैं सोचते रहता हूँ कि ओके मैं रनवे पे हूँ, मैं भाग रहा हूँ और मैंने अच्छा थ्रो किया। जो हमने ट्रेनिंग में फोकस किया है कि हमको इस तरीके से टेक्निक करनी है, वही मैं फोकस करता हूँ कि वहाँ पे भी करूँ। और जब फील्ड पे होता हूँ तब 100% अपना यही रहता है माइंड में कि बस पूरा अच्छे से भागना है रिदम से, 100% अपना पूरा जोर लगा देना है फेंकते टाइम।
How does visualization help with that?
It is everything for me.
How so?
So if you're going to play an overseas tour, say to Australia or England or something like that, I literally sat down 2-3 months before and I've made a decision in my head that I'm going to take their best bowler on. And when I train in the gym, when I'm practicing, regularly there are visuals running in my head, me dominating that bowler. When I train, I have music on, I'm putting myself in a situation where that guy is bringing the heat onto me and I'm countering that, and you know, that becomes such a reality in your head. And invariably when I went into that situation, I ended up dominating that guy in their own home conditions.
And what specifically are you seeing when you're visualizing it?
I'm actually seeing smashing that bowler all over the field. So I actually feel that emotion in my heart, and I can feel that this is going to happen. And you tune your head or you tune your mind in a way that it's so convincing in your mind that when you're in that situation, your body just takes over because it's already registered in your mind. And when that happens, you feel like, wow, man, this is so powerful. Because if something looks difficult, and if you don't convince yourself to go out there and achieve the opposite, you're never going to be able to do it. You can't just land in a place and say, I'll see what happens. That way, your chances of succeeding become very, very low.
Obviously, you knew somewhere inside yourself that you were destined to be famous, because I think it's really a marvelous thing, that visualization thing you did. Didn't you write yourself a check? I heard that you did. Is that true?
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995. And I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff. But then, just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah. So you visualize yourself like. Visualization works if you work hard.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You can't just visualize and then, go eat a sandwich.
Physical to mental. Yeah, I think it's more mental than people
It's
think.
more mental.
Yeah. And that was something that I was so lucky that my coach was able to, kind of put me through these little tests and practice that would help me mentally prepare myself. Whether it's breaking my goggles on purpose, so I can't swim with goggles during a race. So then I have to figure out a way to stay calm and to stay relaxed. Or when I do visualizing, I spend a ton of time visualizing on how the race could go, how I want the race to go, and how I don't want the race to go. So I'm already prepared.
Yeah.
For whatever happens, I can accept it and move past it.
My mental preparations for the game are very different than most. I try to relax myself. I'm a jokester, a prankster, if you want to say it that way. I listen to music, I joke around with the guys, I take my whole mind away from the game itself, and then when the time comes to focus on the game, I focus on my athletic skills and putting it together with the team, and somehow collectively going out and doing our jobs each and every day. I challenge myself to be the best basketball player every moment that I'm playing the game of basketball. And sometimes that means tricking yourself in your mind to say that you can't do this, or your weaknesses are here, but yet you still try to work on improving those weaknesses. A lot of people may say, well, Michael Jordan never had weaknesses. Michael Jordan had weaknesses. He just had to dig deep inside himself to figure out what they were and challenge himself to improve those weaknesses. So mentally, I like to challenge myself to go out and play a perfect basketball game. Although I know you can't do that. It's practically impossible to play a perfect game, but that doesn't mean you can't challenge yourself to do that.